Alrighty, welcome everyone to the Wingspan World Cup Final. Today we have a final of the highest proportions because we've got both the previous Wingspan World Cup winner, the only previous Wingspan World Cup winner in Yord the Sword, and then the single most dominant player that's played Wingspan in Sim, who's won about 6 or 7 different tournaments himself. So it's an extremely exciting final. We've got China versus America, which also just adds some extra spice to it. And here today with me, I've got Scared of Birds. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited to be here for the sporting event of the year.
Exactly. We won't go into whether this is a sport or a game or anything. We will leave it at that. That'll be fine. We've already determined that in other conversations. But what's your early thoughts about this matchup?
It's gonna be world-class wingspan no matter what. So I'm really excited to see what these games are gonna hold.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's going to be pretty exciting. I definitely feel like it's very likely going to go to 3 matches. I'd be very surprised if one of these two win it in 2, just because the matchups will be so tight. So we have already actually done the coin toss. Yord picked heads, Sim flipped. It came tails. So Sim will be starting first, game 1. And I think without further ado, we should kick straight off into it. Yord, can you please send the invite? Good luck to both of you, and we'll go from there.
So Chop, you'll let us know when they're muted. So
I'm muting them now.
okay,
Or deafening them. Yeah.
everything.
Everything. Everything. They are off. They can no longer hear us. We can talk all the trash that we want to now without them knowing about it.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, let's see Sim's opening hand here.
Exactly. Just wait for Sim to open that up.
Yeah, should we message? Are you can message him?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. All right. Oh, look at that background. Isn't that pretty with the tulips? All right. What do you think about this, Em?
Well, let's see. The hummingbird is always an opportunity. You don't know if you want to play that in a World Cup game. Both of these are going to be very dangerous players to give free food to, and same with that blue throat. So having a co-op game could be really fun.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like we've got a couple. The grebe down there in the tray though, which you actually be able to feed them some really good cards with a lot of food that they're going to get. Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what they can put with this. This seems like full Geast mode. Just giving your opponent as much
Right,
food as possible.
totally. And I see Mother Love says in the chat, full tuck. Do you think full tuck is a strategy here with right now we see these, food sharing birds. You can have food source in your wetlands, but we don't really have tucking cards yet. So is that a viable strategy? Would you think about that, Chop?
I probably wouldn't, but I'm always quite conservative when it goes to full tuck. Like if I have the setup, I'll do it,
Hmm.
but I won't like really gamble on it, because you're going to need to find that tuck and lay eggs for that to sort of work as well, and yeah, it's going to be quite difficult. We'll just have to wait and see. So obviously they've got the option between bonus cards between tucking birds and then also birds with bowl nests there.
Yep.
And it looks like they're going the fairly safe route of the birds with bowl nests, considering they're already picking one, which does surprise me a
Yeah.
little bit. I'd probably, if this was myself, I'd probably lean towards the tucking bonus card, just because it's so easy to get just one if you need to, and then you
Yeah,
get 2 points.
I think you're totally right. But in a vacuum, I would probably choose tucking. But I'm looking at that end of round 4 and thinking if I have the cup bonus, maybe that'll help me win that end of round bonus as well. So it's nice to see, when those things line up. I don't hate that strategy.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's always a testing time for Yord right now, waiting for like what cards am I going to get? They're making a decision. They're thinking, what am I going to do here? Especially in a World Cup final where so much of it can come down to what am I going to start with? It can be pretty nerve-wracking right now.
Absolutely. And so Sim has this hummingbird for the cup nest, but there's no others in sight and there's no tuck birds in sight. So this is kind of, you wish you could see at least a little more encouragement on one of those bonuses to try to figure out which one to grab.
Definitely, definitely. I feel like if they do go this, I think they'll likely pick up the grebe unless they are going like a full tuck down in the water. I think that they're most likely to put these in the grasslands and then use the grebe to just pick up cards as well.
Yeah, or maybe one in the wetlands and one in the grasslands.
Yeah, you'd be a bit balanced.
Who knows?
Who knows?
But I think you're right. I would guess the grebe would get a quick pickup from Sim.
Alrighty. I'm just trying to work out what that last end of round goal is. I can't actually see it because of my
Oh, it's birds with cup net eggs in birds with cup nests.
Okay, so maybe that also leans towards that bonus. Is like you're going to want
to
go, well, we want to get a lot of the bowl nest because of that last end of round, and maybe they're trying to tee that up and pair that with their bonus rounds. This is a little rough for Yord, I have to admit.
Yeah, that's not an easy hand.
A
lot of too many 3-food birds. There's not much to start with.
No, I seriously considered picking none of these. But you know what? You know what a champion is? Someone that can turn something out of nothing. So, if people really want to, you can't just go, I want a Raven Gull combo to win the World Cup final. If you're going to win it, you got to do it sometimes with some pretty trash cards.
Yeah, it's true. And I see Tucking Cash pointing out in the chat that Yord doesn't know this yet, but he's going to be getting free food.
100%. That's a really good point. And he's probably pretty devastated at the moment. But if he can actually get something set up, it could actually be pretty strong for him. Because he's not going to have to worry about it.
What would you do in this case, Chop? It's not easy.
Yeah. I'd probably ditch everything. Really consider ditching everything. I would want because I'm going to be fairly confident that I'm going to get one of the 2 water birds in the tray. If it's a grebe, fantastic, that's like amazing. But if it's just the willet, I'm happy just to start with the willet, lay some eggs, and then start drawing cards and see what happens. I'd be keeping all 5 food here. Even like completely ignoring the fact that we're going to get food from Sim. You just want to find out what happens and go that way. If there wasn't the water birds in the tray, then I might consider doing something a bit different. But with 2 water birds in the tray, I'd definitely just go all 5 food.
Yeah, you're almost guaranteed to have at least one water bird, and you would just hope your opponent doesn't have a Carolina Wren or something and take them both.
But at the same time, if they do, you got 2 fresh cards that are going to pop up. That could be anything, right? Like they can rule 17 that straight into existence, something amazing. So.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. And I don't hate knowing what we know. I don't hate your keeping the Swift. I'm assuming his in-hand bonus is going to, motivate him to keep that 5 points with the cavity nest, but he doesn't know he'll be getting free food, so that might actually be a pretty good keep for him.
For sure. And at the end of the day, it's 1 food for 5 points, which is always a very strong ratio bird. Even if you don't end up tucking anything on it, it's a good point bird for 1 food. And it works with his bonus card that he's picked, right? The cavity nest bonus card.
Exactly. So that might be what's incentivizing him to keep that card. And maybe the acorn woodpecker too.
I see. I'm not a fan of the acorn woodpecker because it's going to be so hard for him to get enough food for that, and he could have really used, without knowing what Sim's doing, he could have really used all the extra food that he could get
The
at
extra
the start.
food, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's see what Sim does here.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's going to be Blue Throat first down, but we will wait and see. Oh, no, sorry. Of course, he's picking up the grebe. Sorry.
We knew he'd pick up the grebe, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's a pretty nice bird there for Yord, not knowing that he's going to get all this free food. Like,
right.
And
he agrees.
He agrees. And see, this is why I didn't think the acorn was a great pickup. I just don't think it's a great bird. Like 3 food for 5 points. It's not great. So expensive. All right. Let's see. I'm assuming the grebe's is going to go straight down here, maybe, or maybe the blue throat just to get the food for the grebe. What do you think?
Right, and then you'll have I think I would probably do the blue throat in yellow, and then lay some eggs, and then get food to play the grebe. So then you can have even more cards. Use an egg to get a card. That's what I would think.
So I think I'd probably lean to doing the same way, but do you ever think that it's worthwhile playing the grebe here first so you don't reveal your hand to your opponent? So they're not going, oh my god, a blue throat, I'm going to get all this food, I don't need to work up my forest. If you play the grebe, lay some eggs, start tucking and seeing what cards you get, you're going to have to waste an extra turn to go the bird feeder to get that slug back, but your opponent might waste all these turns building up their forest that they're not going to use or need.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I think in addition, Sim also has this hummingbird. So these 3 foods that he's kept are not crucial to getting more food. He can play the grebe and then play the hummingbird, to try to build up food to get that blue throat down. Yeah,
exactly. We just had a question. The commentator with me is scared of birds. One of my fellow mods on the Discord. So
hi.
Yeah.
So he went with the blue throat. I think that was both of our first choice top.
Yeah. I'd probably lean towards that. And then Yord has gone for the water bird. I'd probably still would have leaned towards the willet just because it would have been easier for him to get down. I feel like it's taking Yord a little bit slow just to get going because he's just picking up birds here. But we'll definitely see how this goes.
Well, maybe I could totally see thinking about the willet, but Sim's revealed that blue throat, so Yord knows at least he'll be getting a little bit of food. He doesn't know how much,
Yeah, for sure.
So maybe the more expensive bird felt like a good risk.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I think you could even tell with the fish in Yord's hand that he was planning to probably pick up that willet.
Yeah. So I think the one thing to call out here for everyone is how smart it was for Sim to pick that he wanted a fish, not the slug in this one, because you saw the godwit get picked up. So you wouldn't want to give your opponent a slug that's actually going to help them. You want to give them the fish, which isn't of what you're aware of. It's not actually going to help them at all. So, I think that's a really, really smart. Just these are little 1%ers that just make a huge amount of difference.
Absolutely. And Yord knows he needs lots of food. So, I mean, what do you think about getting food after he's seen that Sim has played the blue throat and the hummingbird?
I mean, what else do you do at this point, though, when you can't do anything else?
Right.
And you don't really know what you're going to get. It will definitely be interesting to see what he does. And I think he is thinking about that now. That's why he hasn't just grabbed food really quickly. He's like, oh, hold on a second. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how he's doing. I'd be interested to see how much he's looking over at Sim's setup. But this is definitely a Geese. This is how Geese would 100% set up if he was in Sim's shoes. All co-op and just try and get some big birds. Actually, do you know what I'd probably do if I was Yord right now, knowing that I'm going to get all that food, is I probably would have picked up that turkey. Because my opinion is the best way to play against someone that's going to be giving you a lot of food, try and pick up all the big point birds so that when you get all this overload of food, you can just lay all these big birds while they're just giving you all this food for free.
Yeah, that's interesting. It seems to me with Yord taking the wheat that he's trying to get that the acorn woodpecker in before the godwit.
It's definitely odd, isn't it?
Um, yeah, but you've pointed out he spent a couple turns drawing cards, so he might feel the same way where, right now it seems like he needs to get food to get these birds out.
Yeah.
And drawing cards is secondary because he's got three pretty strong cards in his hand at this point.
Yeah, for sure. And look at this. How smart is this from Sim?
Yeah.
Going, you know what? I'm not going to give my opponent food. I'm just going to get the fish for my grebe, and I'm not going to overplay the food early because it could really advantage my opponent not knowing what's going on. I think that's just so much nous from Sim in this game.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. What are you going to do with that fish now, Yord? Oh, you know what he's probably trying to do? He's probably trying to get the acorn down actually to tie the end of round as well, right? Because it's just birds in one row. So the only way he can really compete with the two in the grassland is by putting two in the forest because of the way that he's set up. So that's probably what he's thinking here. Oh, look at that. And Spooky said the exact same thing as what I just said. So it's going to look like I stole the idea of my wife as I normally do, but I didn't.
I think you probably did.
I probably did.
Yeah.
It happens. I steal her jokes all the time. She says them too quietly, then I repeat them and everyone laughs. It's great, you know?
That's married life, huh?
Yeah, exactly. All right, what are we going to draw here for Sim? I'd be surprised if the turkey doesn't get picked just because there is going to be so much food flying around.
Right, and it seems like Sim isn't going to be going up to the forest very often, and so the turkey would be a really nice play in the forest.
Also, huge amount of eggs. So when you're doing this really strong egg engine, you want something that has those big, five plus egg capacity.
Yeah, but that parrot crossbill is a cup nest, which goes with Sim's bonus. Would you consider that?
I probably wouldn't, just because for the same amount of food, you're getting 3 extra eggs and 2 more points. I think that's going to actually outweigh the benefit of the bonus.
I agree. There's so many more cup nest birds out there, and hopefully, I agree with spending an egg to get more cards in this case. To the very beginning of the game, and Sim can really look through his options.
100%. That is a nice pick up there. That big 7 point. Look at that. There's some tucking ability.
Those two together, that's pretty fun.
Oy.
Oh, look at that. Wow.
So yeah, I think I don't think he'll go full tuck now because of that house finch. I think he's just look at him. Look how happy he is. He just pulled that house finch. That just goes straight into the grassland. And you don't have to worry about going full tuck now. Look at him. He's dancing around with it. He's so happy. Big oofs. Big oofs. That is a huge draw. It is very hard to win a game against someone that is getting eggs, food, and has the ability to tuck in the grasslands.
That is true.
It's so good. And the house finches are so strong because it has all those egg capacities in it compared to a lot of the the sparrows and stuff like that are only like a couple of egg spots. Being big 6-point egg is just crazy.
Yeah, that with the blue throat, you have all the egg space you want.
Yeah, definitely.
And the grebe.
Definitely.
So it looks like Tuck and Cash thinks full tuck for sure.
So what do you think here? Do you go? I mean, it's still possible. It's still definitely doable. You put down. I mean, you can easily put down all 3 of those birds in the water and do it. The only thing I don't like is just the lack of eggs, but yeah. And the grebe's not going to really maximize its potential because it's the last bird with this tucking. You're going to get 2 cards. You're going to just be ditching one of them already. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, personally, if I'm in this situation, I probably put the house finch in the grasslands and just try and build up the traditional type engine. But I definitely think they have the cards here as well to do the full tuck engine. And Tay makes a great point of the full tuck does mean less free food for your opponent.
Yeah.
So yeah, the god.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You say it.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Jord has set up a forest. He has all the food access, so it's a little bit less threatening to give away free food now. So it really could go either way for me. But you were saying the Godwit.
The Godwit should be interesting for him because it being a bonus card bird as well, also is going to be picking up three cards for him just to get him going in regards to getting some more cards going. So what do you do if you're Sim here? Do you go for the full tuck or do you set up in grasslands?
That's such a hard question, and I think I agree with Tuck and Cash in the chat that the round two tray, I might wait and see the round two tray. And it seems like Sim doesn't really have a choice. That's what's going to have to happen. And then, you see what's there for you. If I just have these two cards, I might try to lay eggs to get food for these cards to get these cards down and then just go.
Yep.
How about you, Chop? It sounds like you would go with your...
My instinct's definitely to go with grassland, but I think that it's probably to my detriment a bit, to be honest. Like, I actually do think that it, if they get... And there's a certain way that they need to set this up to really maximize this, but the more I think about it, it really is nice to be able to get those 3 cards down in the grasslands and just kind of go ham.
Now, these cards that Jord is looking at here, what do you think? Would you look at the Mute Swan in this case? It's a pretty easy one for Jord to get down, given his food source right now.
Yeah, I definitely would, because the good thing about the Mute Swan is that, like, you're still going to get a card afterward. You're not just tucking all your cards, you're still going to get a little bit of card draw for him to then manipulate and work out what's going to happen from there. All right.
Now that tray, what do you think?
It's not great, to be honest, is it?
No.
To be honest, if I was...
Wow, look at that.
I'd probably pick up the
nice.
heron, to be honest. I probably wouldn't be going the ruddy duck. I probably would have gone the heron. Because there's been so much food flying around, I probably would have gone the heron into the Mute Swan, so I had my 3 birds down.
Sure.
And so that I was going to be maximizing the Mute Swan. But we all know how much Jord loves that puff, and he's named his dog after that bird. This is definitely, for someone that believes in the cosmic karma of things that we know that Jord does, he's probably feeling like, that's a little bit of destiny just going, I'm going to give you this and we'll see what happens later.
Right. And I see Mother Love says the swan with free food and Swift is mad, and I completely agree with that. And so I really think a lot's going to depend now on what Sim is planning to do, because who knows if the food is going to be coming, right?
Definitely. So what order do you put these water birds down in if you Sim, if you are going to go into the waterland, into the water with these and go full tuck?
Well, you have to cry first about the grebe, right? Being all the way to the left. I think you have to put the chiff chaff next, and then the finch, and then the gallinule. And
yeah, I think you nailed that.
I'd kind of consider I might consider the canvasback instead of the gallinule, just because it helps with his bonus and it is cheaper. And every food that Sim is spending right now, he's also giving a food to Jord.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Really good point. And he should be able to fairly easily do this as well. And Jord just doesn't really know what's coming at the moment, does he?
Right. Right. Well, and I'm not sure Sim does either. It looks like it's a hard decision for them right now.
Yeah, I think he's thinking about not revealing that he's going to go full tuck yet, and so that Jord thinks he's still going to get a bit of free food. So get the food now, and then just go bang, bang, bang in like 3 turns, because he has the eggs to do so.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I am a little bit surprised that he picked up the ruddy duck, to be honest. Yord?
Yeah. I can completely understand wanting to see more cards, but you're right. I mean, that could have been done with just the mute swan, maybe. Um, we'll see. He'll be able to tuck a lot, once he gets that wetlands going. So, um,
Yeah,
we'll see if he
definitely.
plays it or tucks it.
All right. So just a reminder for everyone, we're here at the Wingspan World Cup Final, Game 1, between reigning champ Yord and the overall most tournaments having won by Sim, with your commentators here, myself, Chop You Up, and Scared of Birds, one of my fellow mods. We're deep into round 2 of this Game 1 best of 3 series, which is very exciting.
Now, while you were reminding everybody, Jord played that common Swift. What do you think about that, Chop?
I'm a little surprised, to be honest.
Mm,
I think it reveals to him that, to Sim a little bit early, that he doesn't want to be giving him free squiggly boys.
right.
And also, it takes away from his ability to play a few other birds. The only thing I can think of, the only thing I think goes this is if he wants to lay 3 eggs right down, so that he has a bird down, so he can then discard, which is what he's doing. I think that's the only
Yep.
reason that he has going for him to do this at the moment.
Yeah, and
Okay.
Sim also played the Finch in his grasslands, and it looks like the Chiff Chaff is gone. So that's the ultimate decision.
And to
I
be,
think both were really good options.
yeah, definitely, definitely. It was definitely a difficult one, and I probably would have lent to this, but I probably wouldn't have given Full Tuck enough thought. And the more I've thought about it, the more I think that Full Tuck would have been probably slightly stronger. But yeah, it's definitely very interesting.
It is interesting because when I see this, I see Sim seeing Yord's game and thinking, I'm not sure your game's as good as mine. I'm willing to give you food and I'm willing to give you cards. So we'll see how that goes. That's
Yeah, 100%.
risky. Oh, I see in the chat. Yeah, it is game 1. He said it was round 2. Chop said it was the middle of round 2. So this is game 1. It's a best of 3 series. So we're kind of toward the beginning of our evening or morning, wherever you may be.
Or any time in the day, depending on
Yeah,
where
I
you
know
are.
exactly.
'Cause
Middle of the night.
I think it might be afternoon for where Sim is, to be honest. So
All right, well, there you go.
yeah. Okay, so he's going to be giving some free cards and free food to Yord now at this rate,
Yeah.
which is interesting. All right, so is he going to give away the free card?
Yeah, it's a hard choice at this point because you just saw that mute swan go down. Well, look at that. You could give out even more. How
Wow.
co-op can the game get?
Ah, well, apparently very.
Yeah.
Geest, if he was awake, would actually be absolutely over the moon with this setup from Sim.
Yeah, well, G still watch eventually and appreciate the shout outs, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely. It's got to be nice to have a whole style of play known after yourself because you do it so often.
Yeah.
That was the Barn Swallow that is in there. That's the
Yep.
third card in Sim's setup.
Yeah, Sim's got some lucky card draws here.
He has had some phenomenal card draws.
Yeah.
And Yord quite the opposite generally.
Mm-hmm.
So, for anyone that is interested, a new tournament is actually registrations are going to drop very soon. I think in around 6 or 7 hours, if I'm rightly. There's been a little notification going up that we were 24 hours away yesterday. Yeah. Well, yesterday my time anyway. So exciting times. If anyone hasn't been on the Discord server, come and join in and jump in and play some games with us. All right. Yeah, look at this barn. So look at this setup. It's just so nice. Do you... I mean, I'd probably get the barn swallow down. Would you ever consider this other tucking bird that they've got right on the left-hand side that's going to give them the grain as well?
Oh, the junco.
The junco?
I don't know if I would consider the junco, but I think that might be a mistake from me. I think I'd really have to stop and think about it because I think what we were saying earlier, it seems like Yord is struggling a little bit more with card draws, and Yord has food access, so I'm not sure I'd mind giving food to Yord. I think the reason that I want to play the junco is not only to tuck cards, but also to have a food source aside from communal food, right?
Yeah. Although it means you're going to have to go to your grasslands more often than you'd want to because you're not going to be able to tuck the same cards through. You're going to actually have to get fresh cards in, which is going to be pretty annoying.
Yep, that's true.
Without the bonus card of the tucking birds, I'd probably lead against doing it. Which we know that Sim had the option of and chose against. He's definitely unfortunately his bonus card at the start choice was didn't work out to be the best choice for them.
Right.
Which is probably the only thing that's gone against Sim in this game so far.
I know, but it's how are you to know?
Yeah, for sure. And to be honest, that's probably why I do lean towards those 2-point bonus cards that will just give you 2 points for each one because it's easier to get. Oh my god!
Whoa!
Wow! and oh my god! What do we even have to say about this?
I know. Well, what I will say is, I'm sure Sim is feeling is wishing that this happened a turn ago because then he could have a bird in the forest and get a little points toward this end of round.
Yeah,
but that's still a really nice pickup.
Let's give some sympathy to Sim here for this. This is really unlucky to draw this one. It's almost a needle to Sim to draw it this late, you know?
I did not say unlucky.
I think it was. I think unlucky Sim.
Would have been just perfect. Would have been just perfect a turn earlier.
Yeah. It's I feel like this is, whilst this is only one game, this is going to be a fairly big advantage for what potentially might happen in regards to score differential here for who's going to go first in if there is a game 3, and then in the very, very unlikely situation that there is a tie and it's 1-1-1, the points differential, total points thing, if there is a really big blowout win, it's kind of huge. But yeah, unlucky Sim, one turn earlier, mate.
Right. That's what I'm going with, I guess.
Oh, look at that purple marten for Sim, just to rub it in.
Oh, wow. Well, and also that that starling could be really, really nice, just free tucks.
Yeah, 100%.
If you've got your food source.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, what you said last round, even more, right? Sim wishes he had kept the tuck bonus instead of the bull nest.
Well, if he was to pick up that marten and the starling, he would have 5 tucking birds, which would be a 10-point bonus card, which is pretty crazy, you know. It's pretty nuts, and yeah, it's pretty rough here. Look, I wasn't gonna say it, but was there some warm-up games going on with Yord? Did you steal all his luck before this game started?
I really wasn't trying to steal anybody's luck, but I played some games against Yord earlier in which Yord he had very unlucky hands, and I know Yord was thinking, well, maybe that's my bad luck for the day. So I don't know. I mean, Yord still has some nice cards out. The Mute Swan could be helpful. He's holding these two birds that can count toward the viticulturist bonus. And yeah, we'll see. He's fighting. Wow.
Look, I mean, the snow bunting's not probably as strong as what it could be considering Yord's setup. It's not the best of what it could be.
No, it would be awfully nice for Yord.
Yeah, it would have been nice for Yord for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. I think that for me, if I was in Yord's place right now, just start closing your eyes, do some mindfulness, just try and stay refreshed and focused for game two. Don't get into your own head about, it's just one game.
Yep.
So yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm really surprised that they left that starling out there.
Yeah. Especially given Yord's food source.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that they're going to be giving them some free food as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Let's definitely hope that Yord can play game two and he doesn't get angry and start destroying his computer setup that he's potentially playing on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is just game one.
It's game one.
So
we can all feel sympathy for Yord and the struggle that his cards are giving him, but also Sim's game is pretty exciting. Oh wow, there's that Raven. A little too late, maybe.
Oh, there you go. The luck's turning.
Yeah.
Yeah, this I completely agree with Tuck and Cash here that this is all about the mental game now, and Yord not throwing this look, Sim's got a whole heap of luck here, and he hasn't. But the next game's a fresh game. Can he keep focused, or does he start making some mistakes in game two because it's been so rough on him in game one?
Yeah.
That's elite competition for you.
Yeah, I see Bushy just realizing that Sim's
Benelli.
holding the Benelli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is he going to tuck away here?
Yeah, this is a tough choice. Now, would you play the Raven in this situation we're in with Yord?
I would, because of the Swift. You discard 1 point when you're laying an egg to gain 2 points. So for the Swift, so it kind of works out nicely with the end of round. I don't think it works that nicely for his bonus cards. I'm pretty sure it's Nest, Viticulturalist, and then Oologist, I think, from memory.
Yep, it's Oologist too, and so I think the Raven does work nicely with Oologist because that shifts the game into the into yellow,
definitely
the grasslands for him.
Definitely.
And I think in this case I might consider tucking that sapsucker because if I'm Yord, I'm looking to play maybe that indigo bunting can help me also get worms for the Swift, while the Raven helps me get the rest of the food I need for all the wonderful cards I'm about to pick up.
Yeah, definitely. The bunting does go towards the end of round goal as well. For the last one. So I think there is a little bit of benefit towards that as well.
Right.
He's definitely a bit torn here about what to ditch and what not to.
Right, because these cards he has right now, the Song Sparrow with the Sapsucker and the Indigo Bunting will maximize that Viticulturist. It's just, they're not amazing cards, especially that Song Sparrow when we're in round 3.
Yeah. So what do you do here? What cards are you ditching? How many?
I think yep.
He kept
I'm
it.
happy with that.
See, I would have ditched another one. I would have ditched that forest bird that
the sapsucker.
Yeah. And gone for something else. I would have definitely kept the Raven and the bunting though.
Yeah, I think because Yord has the cavity nest and the viticulturist, I think having the sapsucker with the starling, if he can get those out And then with the bunting and the raven, just get food and tuck all of it. That's some points,
For
while
sure.
you're laying eggs, um, and working toward your bonus.
Yeah, definitely.
He'll
Definitely.
definitely have to draw cards again, um, before the game's over. So,
Potentially.
but yeah, I'm not sure about the order there. So it looks like, wow, yeah. So Sim played that Martin.
Which was to be expected, because you
Yeah,
want to get that down as early as you can with it being
yeah.
realistically a negative, like a 0 point play based off points
Hmm.
and eggs. All right. It's so rough for you're just having like zero egg generation here, like late on, like, or midway through the round three.
Hmm.
It's just gonna be a bit
Yep,
hard for them to really get going.
absolutely. I think you're right. I think you're right. So it looks like because Yord got food, the Raven's going to be going right in. He jumped on getting that rat. And then I don't know, would you try to play the Starling for and then get food for end of round before you play the others? Or and it's hard to figure out what to, the order of operations.
For me, it's Raven and then Bunting.
Hmm.
Um, so it's just to get that food and egg source, and then just lay and try and play the other ones as they come along. But you want to be
Right,
trying to be able to get before the last round, because he's only got one egg there, right? So he can play the Raven, then he needs to lay eggs. He can't just play another bird straight away.
right,
Then he can play the bunting, and then he can lay eggs again. Get a few slugs for his the Swift to try and get some points this end of round for that,
hmm,
and then last round lay eggs, get food, be getting the other two birds down, the starling and the sapsucker, and then just try and get as much food, because then he needs to try and get as close to that 10 food as he can for those two.
right.
Man, Sim just got that Goshawk as well, which is pretty
Yeah.
nice. Like, just yet another tucking lane bird. It's another 7 point play, although he is getting 7 points is from laying eggs. But yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, he's getting all the champs today.
And this is why he's the best.
There you
Just
go.
runs good when it matters.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we could all learn something. I don't know how.
The best advice I ever got when it came to poker was always just win.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
just win. Just get lucky when you need to. And it kind of applies when there's any game that has luck involved. Sometimes you just need the luck at the right times.
It's true.
I don't see the benefit of that snow bunting. I think that max one card gets tucked under it.
Yeah.
I think I'd prefer to see other cards get put down. That's for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
It seems fairly straightforward for Sim. Sim might need to grab cards once more just to be able to get both of those Goshawk and the Benellis down.
Hmm.
Um, but it seems, and just to balance that out with, also they're going to run out of egg space. They've still got 8 turns left. They're going to be getting 4 eggs per turn. If they were just doing that, that's like 36, 32 eggs. So they obviously clearly don't have enough space for that.
Right, and it looks like Sim got the food for the snow bunting and looked like he was going to play it, and then the very last minute decided to lay eggs. So I think maybe they kind of came to the same conclusion as you just now, looking at Yord's board.
Yeah, definitely.
All these egg layers are not what Sim needs, but
Yeah,
that's
again,
fine.
how
Sim
unlucky is Sim just
definitely.
picking up these cards that are completely useless for them right now?
Right. I mean, they definitely need cards that they don't want to tuck under all these amazing birds. So
Yeah, yeah. The one
that's
thing that's
helpful.
probably not going in Sim's favor here and Isyord is that all these big point double bonus card birds are not popping up right now because that's exactly what Sim wants is just laying some big bonus cards to see
Right.
how what they can go with. All right. So what do we think? Do you think that there's going to be a what are we thinking score wise here for Sim?
Oh boy. I haven't seen when Sim checks the end of rounds. I haven't seen what they're at so far. Have you seen that,
I
Chad?
haven't, but that's exactly what I
Okay.
wanted
Yeah, right,
because
okay.
that's cheating.
But oh, that's cheating. Um, well, that's quite a quiz here.
Just a range. Do we
Sim
think like we're
doesn't
in the
have,
nineties,
right.
the hundreds, the eighties,
I'd
one
say
tens,
probably Sim will get to 100.
100? So 100 to
Probably in the
110?
hundreds. I think 100 to 110. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that that's probably fairly accurate at the moment. They're doing okay on end of rounds, but not like they got zero in the second one, so it's nothing huge. Um,
Hmm.
they're generally their bird points have been fairly small. They've got a couple of big 7.1s, but most of them are two and threes. And they've got the tucks, and then they'll have a lot of eggs. They're going to have 30 plus eggs. So I would
Yep.
probably agree with you that it's probably going to be. I'd probably say the upper end of that. I'd probably say if I was to really do it, like 105 to 115. Um,
Oh, okay.
so, which, funnily enough, is exactly what the last two people said, and I've just apparently stolen their ideas again. You know?
You and your wife are really on the same page.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Bushy, you know. Apparently, we're in a, you know, this
Yeah, yeah.
relationship's expanding.
And you
I'm
find out through live stream.
Yeah, exactly. Hi. um, I,
Oh,
I,
looks like that snow bunting is going down. Maybe not.
I'm not a fan of this snow bunting. Again, had they got the bonus card that they had the other one on the at the start, then sure.
Yeah.
Like it's a 7 point bird for two food if they have the tucking bird bonus. But yeah,
Right, and this is when it would be beneficial for Sim to be able to understand how many cards are in Yord's hand, to try to estimate how much Yord's going to be going down to the wetlands, for those tucks.
definitely, definitely. And it's not like these. It's a bowl nest. Like I'm really surprised they're not trying to find like a bowl nest bird to do this in. It's a interesting choice there from Sim in
Yeah.
regards to the egg layer. Maybe they think they're going to be playing a lot of birds and therefore not going to have the eggs left, and they'll just get a few eggs here from your just to top up their scores.
Right, or maybe that's to draw more cards because Sim's got plenty of eggs. He can get more cards to play these amazing birds he's holding.
Definitely, definitely. All right. So, what do we think? Do we think Starling's going to go down as the last turn for Yord here?
Uh, Maybe. I think, well, where would you put the starling? Would you put it down in the water so you can get more cards? No, you would put
No.
it in the
Grassland for
definitely in
eggs for
yellow.
sure. Yep.
For sure. Would you still be thinking about playing that sapsucker? I'm not sure I would. I guess we'll have to see what the tray
I
has,
think
right?
that you're actually right that the sapsucker gives them the fourth viticulturist and the sixth nest
Right,
bird. So
between
it actually ends up being like a 11 point bird minus the one egg, so 10 point bird. I actually
mm,
think now the sapsucker's pretty amazing.
it turned amazing. It's good. That's why you were, in the final of the World Cup. He knew what he was doing the whole time.
He sure did.
Yeah.
Man, this golden eye is pretty amazing now that just to get a couple of extra points and just really top up their score.
Yeah.
It's probably something I wouldn't do with an egg engine, but you can. It is actually pretty smart when you think about it, because they are going to be
It
laying a
is.
few of these birds. They're not going to get quite as many eggs down, and they're just, might as well get something that's going to give you a few more points.
And a lot more egg space.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I'd be surprised if he's going to go the Avocet as well. That'd
Yeah,
be
I
like
would too.
wild.
But you never know. There's stuff to learn here.
Because he might go the Avocet, then pick up cards without
Yeah.
giving Yord one, and so that he has enough, and then just be playing the two Eagle Bombs that he's got there in the Goshawk and
Hmm.
the Benellis.
Yep, there goes the starling.
It is. He's going to do the Avocet. That's absolutely wild.
Yep.
See, Yord's setup's now quite nice. It's just so late.
Yeah.
And he just gets to get. Yep. No, don't pick up the cherry. What are you doing picking up the cherry?
I know. I
That was
definitely would
my.
have grabbed that worm.
Yeah.
But we know Sim's not going into the bird feeder, so that's the bird feeder that Yord will be stuck with unless Sim's running the hummingbird.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I suppose it doesn't really matter with that starling. It's
Exactly.
any food. So.
Exactly. They could come back for the worm.
Yep.
Yeah, wow.
This is craziness.
Yeah.
This is super impressive from Sim, just to have the thought that I'm not getting any other big cards. He's not getting any of these big bonus cards. Let's play some other big point cards, 6 points that are going to give me a couple of extra points from eggs while I get cards and then lay down these other big egg bombs.
It's not an easy decision.
No, but I
It's
like it.
unconventional. Yeah, I like it too. I'm with you. I understand why Sim's thinking about it here.
We shall see.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, right? It's very, it can be
Mm.
easy to get good cards, but to actually use them properly and fully maximize the points is a completely another thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it looks like we're laying eggs instead of playing that epithet. So
Which surprised me. I thought you'd want to get that down sooner rather than later
right, right.
if you were going to do it. Maybe just didn't see the point. Maybe 2 was a bit of overkill. There you go. Maybe.
Ah,
Oh, does that get him close to the egg bonus? The bowl bonus? It
right. I
does.
know.
That
That's what I
actually,
was. Yeah.
that's the 4th bird for the bonus card. So
Mhm.
that's why he's going the Kingfisher there. Let's see.
And just not wanting to give Yord a thing, not any food.
No, no. Well, when your opponent has the Swift and the Starling, you do not
Yeah.
want that. Any food you give them is
Yeah,
just straight up profit points.
exactly.
So yours definitely going to have some really good bonus points here. Um,
Hmm.
I think it's should be somewhere in the region of 20 points.
Yeah, Yord's really fighting. Um, I think he's having a good game. It's just without the same kind of luck.
Yep. What do we think that Yord's gonna finish up on here?
Well, I think you should say first. I
Yeah,
went
but I
first
asked
last
the
time.
question. I got
I know.
to.
Um, yeah, let's see. Yord's got some. Yord's got nice bird points, and Yord will have these tucks. So, and the bonuses. So I'm gonna say in the 90s. What are you thinking?
Um, yeah, I mean, I think eggs are going to let him down a little bit, but his end of round goals has been pretty good. His bonus cards are awesome. He's got, like you said, he's got great bonus cards. I'd probably lean to the 90s as well. Some quick maths that isn't actually that quick is
Oh,
probably going to
Yord's
end
at
up around.
80.
He's already at 80, is he?
Already at 80.
There
And
you
that
go.
sapsucker is going to be worth a lot. So we might be underestimating that game.
Yeah, yeah.
And, I would completely admit I'm underestimating the game when I'm looking at this Benelli's and the Goshawk in Sim's hand.
Maybe it is one. Maybe it is 120 to 105 or something like that.
Right, right.
Yord does not know about the Benelli. I'm surprised that Sim is doing this when he has the golden eye, and maxing out
Yeah,
his eggs, because then when Yord does go to lay eggs next, he's not going to have it. I'm surprised he's not laying one of his birds that is going to
yeah.
give him some egg space, but also then pick up some birds to be able to lay the others.
Yeah, it's interesting. Especially after having drawn that kingfisher very intentionally out of the tray.
I thought that might have just gone straight down as well, right?
Yeah.
This, yeah, a little surprising. I'm surely you keep the kingfisher. Why would you? I mean, the eggs. Is that what they're thinking? Just I lose two eggs by playing the kingfisher compared to I don't lose two eggs by playing
That one.
that
I
one.
don't remember what that one's called.
It's also more egg points. There's five eggs on that guy.
Right.
But you've got the food already for the kingfisher. You're going to need to get food for this dude. So
Right. There's a lot to think about here.
there you go. There's a free cherry for Yord.
Yeah, that's very helpful. Yord's gonna take all the food that he can get.
I'm surprised he hasn't played the sapsucker just yet. To be honest, if it was
Mm.
me, I just would have got it down. I mean,
Well, with 2 turns left, it looks like that's what's gonna be happening, right? Is sapsucker will go down, more eggs laid.
oh, they actually got rid of the goshawk. I didn't even realize that they got rid of the
Yeah, they
goshawk.
got rid of the goshawk, and I think that was really smart. That avoids having to draw cards again.
I'm surprised they did the double there. If that was me, I would have just played that bird in one spot. Um, just because of like there's no benefit in having it for two spots there.
Right, right.
All it's doing is taking up the one egg spaces that are going to keep your birds cheaper. If for some reason you picked up when he's tucking, he picks up some amazing bird that is going to really help his bonus cards.
Right, that's fair. Although we're getting really down to the end, so
Yeah,
um
there's not really a lot of chance for that. But I still just I don't know.
yeah, it's
If it
good
was
practice. I hear what you're saying, you
yeah.
know.
Definitely. All right, so Sim's on 94, and he hasn't played the Benellis,
Hmm.
and he hasn't got the bonus points for the end of round yet. So, oh, sorry, he's got two turns. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Why?
Yeah, after
Why
this
you
turn, there's one more.
just tuck
Right.
one?
I know, I know. I know. We all know what's coming next.
101. So yes, so I think it will be around 116, 117 for Sim.
Yeah. And then yeah, I think Yord's definitely gonna be breaking 100.
Yeah, just the low
Yord's
end.
got
I
a
think. I
nice
think like 102s or something like that. I haven't actually seen his score, but I think it'd be low
Yord's got
there.
a nice 10 points coming in from all
100%.
this food to tuck,
Yep.
these teals.
as long as he tucks them in the right way. What happens if he tucks his 5 slugs under his starling by accident? Oof. Mistakes.
That would be a choke. Yep.
Sim's bonus is bowl nests.
Yep. So that's a 4 point.
Yeah. But they had the option of the tucking birds, and they at one point could have easily had 5 or 6 tucking birds down, and it would have been pretty crazy.
Yep, there goes Benelli's.
Don't you take it off? Yeah, I was going to say, you surely take it off one that
Yeah.
they do lay eggs, if they were to lay eggs. Oh, wait.
We're in the World Cup final here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And Yord is avoiding that pitfall and making sure to get the worms down first.
Nice.
All right, here we go.
All right, let's hope there's a sweat. Oh, good, we got the sweat. No one's clicking buttons. I hate it when someone clicks buttons too early. Sim actually did pretty well to get 41 bird points down in the end, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yord's out in front, but watch these eggs just sort of come home.
Yeah.
Whoa, that was so much closer than I thought.
Wow, that was great.
Well done to Yord, though.
What a
hey,
game.
like
Yeah.
to be able to come
Both
back
of them.
there.
What? Yeah. Absolutely. Yord really fought that.
Yeah. Absolute like props to Yord to from that starting to pull out a 115. Sure, is getting a lot of food, but like that's just really, really well played.
Yeah, and I'll say I think Yord really had some there was a good card here and there, but there was nothing Yord drew that we thought, wow, that's gonna do it. So getting
100%.
together a 115 is really impressive.
Yeah. Surely you just got to go to some of this stuff where Sim was just really unlucky to pull that Benelli's is like slightly too late. Could have just really extended this title out, but you know, as Groove just said, this is why Yord's the defending champion in the World Cup. You know, he can turn something out of nothing. But let's just unmute we'll just undeafen our people here just so that they can hear us. And I think we'll just go, we're going to go straight into sort of game 2. But thanks for commentating with me there, Scared. I really appreciate it. We're about to bring Tay in. Tay's going to come and commentate with me on game 2, which will be quite fun.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, and I'm really excited to see game 2.
Yeah, awesome. Tay, how you doing?
Hello, I'm doing well.
Welcome.
All right,
What a game 1, hey?
What a game indeed. I mean, I think all applause to Yord, and of course Sim winning the game as well, but Yord just, put up such a good fight.
100%. That starting hand was pretty trash, and to pump out 115 from that starting hand was extremely impressive. So, yeah.
Absolutely amazed.
I honestly thought this was going to be like a 15-point win to Sim, easy at times there, and I did not think that was going to be 3 points.
All right, so yeah, I also want to shout out to Scare of Bird. It was such a good commentary for first game.
Definitely.
And both of you actually pay attention to the chat. That was rare.
Yeah, no, we're here. We're paying attention. So
not pulling the flan. We were too busy to look at the chat.
Yeah, I know. Flan. Who's that guy? Does he even commentate anymore? Did we just yank him out? Exactly.
Might reconsider that. So, are we taking a break here? What's going on?
I believe we're just gonna go straight on into it.
Okay.
Sim and Yord, unless you guys have anything else. I mean, let me just quickly unmute you guys so you can actually say something. Are you guys fine us to go pump straight into game 2?
Yeah, should I invite?
Yep, I'm all good with that. You all good with that, Sim?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Can
All right.
start.
Awesome. Let's go. You're inviting and you're going first this time, mate. Good luck to you both, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, let's go. So Yord is starting game 2, and look at that.
Look at that. Bunting time.
the birds just follow you. You know, that's Wingspan.
It sure does. It sure does. And
Did you see what's
viticulturist.
in the tray?
I have not seen what's in the tray. There is a mute swan though, and the
There you
greater
go.
flamingo. Yeah,
Oh, and did you say viticulturalist
I
too?
did. Viticulturist with that indigo
God.
bunting's a pretty nice start.
Can we do a conspiracy moment here?
No.
I mean, are you kidding me? It's the same bonus card. It's the same mute swan. Bunting is there.
It's called random, mate. It's called random. It happens, you know.
I mean, do you know how many bird cards are there with two expansion there? So
The thing is, you would call it conspiracy if someone flipped the coin twice and it came up tails both times, you know, like.
no, I'm not that low. But okay, let's focus on the game now.
Yeah, for sure. What do you do? What do you do with this starting five that that Yord has here?
I hate to admit this, but you gotta pick up the mute swan here. It's like there's no other choice.
Yep.
But the question is like, okay, do you go with like a full tuck mute swan? I mean, you can potentially do that with the falcon and mute swan. You know, like I think Mother Love would approve that, like a falcon mute swan full tuck.
Falcon mute swan full tuck. And how are you going to get your food and eggs?
I mean, technically, with if you're just keeping falcon and mute swan, you just need to pick up a rodent, and you can play both of those and just hope for the best to see what you come up with. Like maybe you get a Bonalis eagle, then you got a forest bird. So that's fine.
I'm so conservative with full tuck. Like I only really do it when I can see that it's going to work out. Like I don't really just gamble with it.
But I just feel like if you're gonna commit to mute swan, you might as well just commit to it.
Yeah, see, I don't mind. I'm happy to play the mute swan as just a
regular wetland bird.
Exactly. And then if you build
but
up on
that's
it,
so underwhelming.
Yeah, but it can build up to be more, but it's also just nice just as a starting off. The bunting is also pretty nice in this spot as well. You know you're going to get some food straight up from it because there is two cherries in the bird feeder as well.
I'm already getting some crap in the chats.
Are you?
Robert is questioning, like, hoping for the best in the final? Yeah, that's why I'm not in the final, guys.
Yeah, just a little bit of information on my co-commentator here,
no.
Tay, is that he actually lost to Sim in the semi-final of this exact tournament.
Not just this semi-final, but I've lost to Sim like 7 games in a row before. Yeah, I'm just putting it out there. It's fine. I'm fine.
Yeah. And a quick question here from the chat that I'd like to put to you, Tay. Forest bunting, question mark. Do you ever put the bunting in the forest?
Oh, boy. Like, I would hate that here. Especially if I'm playing against Sim. Like, Sim just accelerate games so quickly. Like, forest bunting just feels so slow. But that's just me.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. I always want to be getting any birds for me that are going to do something different than what their actual habitat is designed for. So, i.e., the bunting in the grassland where you're getting eggs, but then you're also getting food. That's a win for me, right? Anytime you can do something that you're going to be getting something different from what's intended is huge. So,
yeah. I mean, I totally agree, but you know, again, it's hard with a grassland bunting, like say, especially in round 1, if your opponent is not turning the bird feeder, you're gonna get stuck for a little bit, you know?
Yeah, for sure. So I feel like we might get the bunting falcon double in the grassland here.
Okay, I gotta start a conspiracy time now. I mean, look at that hand.
It is actually somewhat similar. He has one bird that he had last time. The blue throat.
Are you kidding me?
It's one bird.
I mean, combining both hands, there's many birds.
There's 2 birds.
I mean, chat, please back me up.
So we will see. What do you do, Tate? You've got these 5 birds. How are you starting if you're in Sim shoes?
I mean, I think the obvious start would be like, oh, I forgot all this name. The blue throat,
Blue
and
throat,
what's
yep.
the wetland bird?
Oh, that is a good question. Let me just
The chat, please help.
please help chat.
But you know what I mean. It's like wetland, and then I mean we have seen Sim play so many games. There's no question. Like he's gonna go for the grassland throat here. He just
100%.
loved the grassland food bird.
Yeah, and completely understandably so. We kind of call it the Geist co-op, but Sim knows when to give people food, but also when to like withhold it and really be annoying with it as well. Like, and it's pretty smart.
Yeah. Oh wow, thank you, Scare. It's the common loon.
Yes, it is.
Maybe Scare should stay here. Look at both of us idiot here.
Yeah. Our Mandarin is not as good as it should be.
What's the bonus card? I don't know.
I generally didn't see the bonus card because I was trying to look up what the common loon was on my Wingspan on my phone, going through birds.
Yeah. I guess also 2 of the end of round goals are pretty eggs heavy, so yeah, going grassland definitely has its perk.
Yep.
But then if you're going full tug, then you might potentially can win the second and third round.
Yeah, which if you're going full tuck, winning 2 of 4 and breaking even with end of round, you're normally pretty happy with, right?
Yeah. Now thinking about it, I still like the idea of Falcon Mute Swan. I kind of want to hear what does the chat think. Would you have gone full tug with the Mute Swan here?
We'll have to wait and see. My vote is no.
Okay.
But we will see. But I'm definitely not the best at full tuck, and I do not take all the opportunities handed to me when it comes to that. Don't say I know. That's not very nice.
No, I mean... No, I think I like to fill the gap by saying I know, but sometimes I don't really mean it. No, I don't mean you're not good, but I wanted to say, like, in Wingspan, like, card draw is really king. Like, just being able to keep digging for cards is always good. So that's my feeling.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I mean, that was definitely, I learned a lot off you and Mother Love early days in regards to you guys both always saying, even before full tuck really became an option, get cards before you actually set up your forest. You want to have card draw first, then set that up, and then just hammer the grasslands at the end. That was always the old school traditional logic of how to get big scores.
Yeah, and we talked about this before, like with the European expansion, the deck is a lot more diluted, so you're gonna need to, dig harder for all those good birds, unless you're a Sim,
Look, he just does what he does, there's a reason why he's the best #1 tournament player on the server.
Yeah. All right, looks like Sim is really having a hard time here deciding.
This is almost a Tay-Ray length, just going to complete, like, spinning around your brain. What's the best thing to do here?
No. Yeah. This is not a still image. Sim is still thinking.
They are still thinking. We can see the time ticking down. We are getting to about a 5-minute decision here.
Yeah. I guess what yeah. What do you think Sim is considering?
I think they're just trying to balance. Do they want to give food? If they do go the Mute Swan, and then they're going there is a chance that they're going full tuck, not knowing their setup with that Mute Swan down there. Do they really want to go Blue Throat and give them food if they're going to be doing that setup?
Yeah, that's a good point. But it's not like they have really better option than the Blue Throat, Like, I mean, Chickadee, yes, but it's gonna be slow.
It is gonna be slow. It is. So I like it. Fish bonus is good. Who knows?
Yeah.
I think you just have to sort of see how this turns up. But I think Yord should be pretty happy knowing that he's got that bunting. not yet knowing, but that blue throat going down, when you see that and you've got the bunting, you're like, yes, okay, I'm going to get some food here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess another thing we can talk about is the flamingo.
Yeah.
It's just such an interesting bird.
It can be difficult to play. If your opponent is going full tuck, the flamingo's amazing. If you can get enough cards.
Yeah,
you know, like,
exactly.
you can
It's
tuck
like,
really big. It is actually it's probably the only counter to full tuck. If someone's giving you a lot of cards and tucking a lot, that you can actually just go down there and tuck a lot under one single card.
yeah, a little bit. But yeah, the flamingo, it just like in so many situations, it just presents itself such a tempting option, but when you actually play it, it's just very underwhelming.
Yeah. I think I've played it once where it's been really nice and my opponent's giving me a lot of cards and they're tucking so much that I'm getting to tuck like 5 or 6 cards under it at times. And that's just like amazing. And being able to just do that like 2 or 3 times throughout the game is just huge. But yeah, it's one of those ones that you think that you're going to be able to play really nicely and it just doesn't often work out.
Yeah. You're always gonna have deja vu again when you see that blue throat.
Interesting enough here that Yord actually kept the rodent and not the grain, so that he's going to have to just go pick up a couple of single foods here at this point to get his setup going.
Yeah, I guess he really wanted that falcon as a wetland starter.
Yeah, I was surprised. Would you have kept the falcon with the bunting, knowing what you're planning to do?
I'm not sure. Is your thinking about like still going for like, bunting and then game food to play falcon mute swan setup for the wetland?
I don't think they are. I really think that they're thinking bunting falcon in the grass and mute swan in the water.
Interesting.
So,
all right. I mean,
forest indigo bunting. Ooh.
There you go. Really though, now that you saw the blue throat, I would be tempted to play the bunting in the grasslands. So
I would have played it in the grasslands for sure. The only thing are they thinking is I'm not going to use it that often. They might be exactly thinking what you're thinking now. The Mute Swan Peregrine in the grasslands. This gives them eggs for the first end of round and for the last end of round, maybe for the end of rounds. But I don't know. This is really, really surprising to me, to be honest. I was not expecting this.
Yeah, I think with the end of round you can still make the case. So I still think Falcon's Mute Swan wetland setup can be quite good here, especially with the free food.
Yeah, it actually works out if Yord does go the Peregrine and the Swan in the grasslands, in the water. It actually works out really nicely for this common loon, not really needing to do too much and just getting a whole heap of like extra cards for a really big point card,
Yeah. Well, very smart for Yord not to play that Falcon, seeing that common loon.
Definitely.
So now, Sim just cannot make good use of it. Is Sim protesting now?
Definitely.
I hear a lot of clicking.
Lots of clicking.
You probably should mute Sim.
Oh,
the sound.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yep. All right. Ooh. Again, some slow build up for the grassland here for Sim. Either one would be a good setup for the grassland. I guess the Canada Goose is a little bit greedy. With just the blue throat. Mother Love, you're exactly right. Mother Love is saying don't need egg if you go full tuck.
I mean, you still need some eggs to actually get the birds down in the first place.
I mean, look at this situation here. Like, Yord already won the first enough round go, like
Yep.
almost guarantee. And then if they pivot to Boltuck here, they're very likely gonna win the second and third. You know, it's a really good setup. On the other hand, you're looking at Sim, like they're filling up on their egg space is really dangerous.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We would. That's got to be a little bit annoying for Yord. It's got to be just to see what food's sort of coming through here.
Oh yeah, I think this is looking very good. The setup for Yord.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see. I mean, we know how smart Sim is with these sort of setups. He's probably just going to try and get some birds down. He's going to have 3 birds down very quickly in that grasslands for this second end of round. We'll probably pretty quickly get 4, so I think it's going to be a little bit easier for them to get that second end of round. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the goose though, as Mother Love is, until you have at least another food generation. And also, you don't really want to just be giving your opponent a whole heap of grain. Obviously, they don't fully... They should be fully aware that they got the Mutes one as well, because it was the first card that was picked up.
Yeah.
However, shout out to my wife, who that Canada goose and the crane, these grain tucking birds are some of her favourites. So, you know, who knows? Who knows? But just while we wait for Yord to make his decision, just a reminder, everyone, that we are actually on game 2 of our best of 3 grand final between Sim and Yord. Sim took out a very, very tight game 1, 118 to 115. Yord did exceptionally well to sort of fight back with the cards that they did, and Sim played a very smart game for them at this point in time as well with the cards that they were given. And we're on to game 2 here, where Yord's actually starting off. So it's a pretty exciting game. I'm here with Tay. How are you finding game 2 so far, mate?
I'm liking what I'm seeing. I think there's a lot of potential here for both players. Like with your pivot to the wetland, the card digging is going to be crucial, and then with Sim, very strong grassland setup here. So again, one of those classic games. You have grassland versus wetland. Really would like to see how this is going to go down.
Yeah, for sure. If we do go to game 3, it'd be nice just to see a forest engine, wouldn't it? Just to mix it up a little bit, get something different going.
Yeah, that's one of those things that you just can't force, you know.
Yeah. Forest engines are... You really have to have a couple of very specific cards to make them work, don't you?
Yeah. You still haven't turned off Sim's game music.
I thought I had. I've muted them on my system.
Okay. I'm talking about the sound coming from the video, which is fine. At least we got
that's background music that I've got on.
Okay. All right. Round 2 Trey. What do we got here? All right. Yeah. Oh, this is getting dicey for Sim here.
Surely you got to pick up that magpie, right? With that falconer, that you're going to get some food. It's going to work for some. It's going to be pretty easy to get down as well. And you probably don't really want Yord to have it either. There's a little bit of denial when you've got the Harrier there.
Yeah. Either way, it's not great. I mean, even with the magpie, you need to spend 2 food just to extend your egg space a little, like very little. So they need something better than that.
Yeah, but surely a denial like this magpie seems great for Yord as well. Going for like a bit of a full tucky setup, just getting some extra food for free through that Harrier would be pretty nice.
Yeah. All right. So Sim definitely sweating here with all this card draw. It's really not what they wanted to see.
Definitely.
It's one of those, like, you already drew cards twice, like, you know, it's hard to go back. Oh, look at this. The Grackle.
The Grackle, hey?
Oh, yeah.
The Dick Sissel's an interesting one for them as well. Like, if they are going to be getting a lot of cards here, having a way to tuck them. I do like the Magpie here for Yord, to be honest. I just think it gives them some really nice ability to get food without having to do anything. Some passive income, so to speak.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it is an absolute huge draw here for Yord, that Grackle.
Yeah. But again, like, maybe Yord don't even need food, you know? Like, they can also pivot with this Osprey and gain some food, like some fish to sustain them. Oof.
Yeah.
Sim going for full gamble here.
Just
another card draw.
Yeah, I think there's
Let's
nothing
go.
really set up for them just yet.
Oh, this is rough. I mean, 3 turns.
Without drawing
This
anything.
this
super
might be
amazing.
it. Even if you don't draw anything, you gotta just kind of settle for it. Like,
Well, they can kind of use the that wetlands tucking bird themselves that they've got there, and they can tuck again and then try and get the Dick Sissel down as well. I'm glad they're picking up that Magpie because, like I said, I think that's just too strong for Yord.
yeah. All right. I guess they didn't miss much.
Mm.
Yeah, I guess this, that this is like the full displays of how Wingspan work. Like, just look at, this card draw compared to Sim's card draw from game 1. It's just like day and night.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
So let's see what your draws out of this Mute Swan. See if it changes anything. What do you think about the keeping the Sparrowhawk here? Would you keep this if you were Yord here?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, is there a lot of incentive to keep that? Like, it's not good for bonus, and it's not helping with the second or third end of round go here. Yeah, I mean, there's also no rush to like tug it, like, because Yord would have plenty of opportunity to tug any cards that he's not gonna play. He also have the Grackle,
I'm
I
surprised.
wonder
Were you surprised that he didn't put the Grackle down that turn rather than picking up more cards?
I mean, maybe he's thinking he doesn't want to overpay it for food. But yeah, I think having that Grackle down would be nice.
Yeah, I would have expected to. I would have just had to overpay because I think you just need to get it down straight away to start tucking and getting some extra draws and everything like that.
Yeah. Oh, so dicey for Sim. It's like only 1 foot at a time, and they only have 1 X spot left.
I know.
So what bird do you play here?
I know. I really expected that tuck to come into it, but the Magpie might also as well. Yeah, the Magpie. I don't mind that.
All right, now you got the Magpie. So potentially you can get more food. Now if you are Yord, do you activate that Falcon or not?
You almost can't, can you? You do not want to give
It's
your
1
opponent
coin.
free. Yeah, free, but free food for them right now is so huge. Oh, he did. There you go, free food. Maybe he. Yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised.
You're just like, a point is a point, so
Yeah.
I think you're gotta be feeling pretty good with that setup here. And also remember that Yord knows like Sim dig for cards for 3 turns. So
He's struggling.
Yeah, you're know very well that Sim is struggling with cards, and then Yord himself has a very nice setup here. So yeah, I like the confidence play with the Falcon here. Just grab those points when you can.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, it is really important. I'd definitely be doing it later, but I think early days, while we're still in round 2, that food for Sim is so huge.
Yeah.
So it's definitely going to be interesting. But what would you think? Who do you think's winning this game at the moment? Who would you prefer to be? Whose shoes would you prefer to be in if you made
I
the
mean,
final?
it's hard not want to play your sport. It's just a lot more straightforward and so much more potential. Oh, look at this. Rudy, look at this.
Yeah.
All the birds that you want to see with this full tuck here. So, oh yeah, I'm going full yard here.
So, do we want the ruddy duck here? Do you think that the ruddy duck's going to help in this situation?
I think so. This is only the end of round 2, so I think you can still make good points with the ruddy duck, right? Otherwise, what are you thinking? Maybe the egret, like.
Because you're going to the point that I'm making is that, like, if you play the ruddy duck, yeah, you get an extra card, but as soon as the mute swan ends with 1, you're going to have to get rid of it. Yeah, so you're not going to be able to keep anything, true. Right? It's not going to fully maximize it.
I kind of like the egret. I think it's a little bit premature to throw away that egret because that can potentially help to win the end of round go too, you know?
Yeah, completely agree. Would you be keeping the cowbird and trying to get some free eggs out of Sim?
Oh yeah, why not? I mean, with the free food, absolutely. And this is only, again, the end of round 2. Like, surely you can make good points out of that cowbird there.
I'm a little surprised that Sim hasn't put that ring-billed gull down. I thought that now that they've got there's 3 birds there, they can kind of a bit easier get to look through some different cards. I kind of expected that to go down.
Yeah, but gotta say, Sim is in a pretty big hole here with another card draw, and
definitely,
really nothing amazing came up.
Definitely, I'm interested to see what your does here because this Kinglet Oriole combination and the cowbird are all very nice for them. For the end of round and for like late big point plays. What are they going to tuck? You know what I mean? I'm expecting them. They looks like they are ditching the Kinglet. Are they only going to tuck 2 of their 3? I'm interested to see what your does here.
Yeah, Scare is saying Oreo for Vide.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'd be keeping it because it's a huge. It becomes a 12-point bird, like and where you know you're going to be getting food from Sim, and you're not really going to have to do a lot of work to get it up later on. It's a pretty nice one to keep.
Ooh, look at this!
Oh, there you go. That's the gull that they wanted.
Oh yeah.
Wait.
Is my audio working?
Yeah, I think the audio is fine from mine. There you go. They're using the mute swan to pick it up. Nice.
Mother Love is asking something about Taste audio, so I'm not sure.
Mother Love, if there's something going on, do you want to be a little bit clearer with us as to what's going on? That'd be great.
I mean, I lost my voice a little bit, so.
It's just not as crisp. There you go. You need to upgrade your setup, apparently, according to.
Maybe I do need to upgrade. Maybe it's my voice. I was talking a lot earlier today, and then maybe I just don't sound very good right now.
Maybe you sound fine to me today. I just think that I get to use my wife's fancy mics that she has for her YouTube, so I get to...
So crispy.
Yeah, crispy.
Alright. What bonus card do we get?
I have no idea what that was.
Oh, it went so fast. I think it might be Ulogis.
It might be. The 7 does feel like Uologist, that's for sure, like the number that we can see. What do you reckon? There's some suggestions of a GoFundMe for a new mic for you, Tay.
No, that would be too much. I don't deserve such things.
Yeah.
Mother love. You
Yeah.
crack me up.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
All
right.
One thing that Sim does have going for them at the moment is they're definitely going to win the end of round goal for most cards. There's no doubt about that, you know.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's definitely something. Yeah, I mean that I really hard to see any surprise here. With the hand of cards that Sim has. So, and this is exactly, what we're hoping to see. Game 3. Do we have game 3 coming, you think?
I feel like we do. I really feel like we do.
Yeah?
So, then I'm going to have to work out who I'm going to bring in for commentary for game 3.
All right.
I did not plan ahead. But,
I feel like Mother Love has been very...
Mother Love was actually my first instinct as well for Game 3. I feel like they need to, even if they're half falling asleep because they've stayed up to silly o'clock to watch this game.
I feel like he has a lot to say, so...
Oof. Don't know.
Oh, wow. What?
If they get the food, do they keep it and then play a Waterland Raven?
No, that was a Chihuahuan Raven.
Yeah. It was a Chihuahua. My bad. I just
Maybe you are the one who is half asleep.
Maybe I am. Maybe I
am. Yeah.
Is it just me or is it getting a little bit janky?
Choppy?
Yeah, the connections.
Yeah, it's looking the same to me, so...
Okay.
Alright. Hopefully...
Alright, Sim. Alright, the canvas back. So.
I mean, Sim is just trying his best to extend his 8 spots. I mean, the canvas back is nice as well to win the last end of round go.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
For sure. I'm surprised that Yord hasn't played the... oh no, they have already got the cowbird down. My bad, that's what was going on. I was expecting that to come down.
It just got down.
Yeah,
so.
Cool. It must have been the jankiness. Tay has got jokes.
I got jokes.
Got jokes. All right, we got a swallow that was a little bit too late.
It is exactly too late,
They do have the exact food for it, though.
I mean, I think they're still gonna play it. I mean, do they have any right?
I think they just have to. But this has definitely been a really rough game for Sim. Really rough game. Oh, and then...
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Is he just tucking it? Is he tucking? No, he's just playing with us. Surely he's just
classic,
playing with us.
you're just teasing.
Just teasing.
Just teasing.
Teasing again?
Oh my, you're in such a good mood right now.
Oh,
I
know.
Tell.
He's a classic. Yord's a classic one. What I often term as just chirpy chips, but basically when they're winning, they're over the moon. They get in the best mood. Everything's great in life, and as soon as they're losing, they're the most depressed, solemn, bitter person in the world. Everything is the result of the game.
Those are your words. So
they are my words. They're not representing Tay.
When Yord is rewatching this, you have to answer to that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, the Benelli. The Benelli.
What's going on?
Here we go. A little bit of fight back. It might be too late, but it's a little bit of fight back.
Hey, you never know. Still gonna bring it close, huh?
There you go. See, Groove knew what I was talking about with chirpy chips.
Okay.
Don't
gang out
on
York like that. Have some respect. We're talking about potentially 2-time champion here.
Yeah. At least the Benelli's does even out the game, right? To the Eastern Eagle. You both got one each. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's fair.
There you go. It cancel each other.
They cancel each other out.
Yep. All right. There we go.
What are they going to do? All right, bonus cards. Oi! Big.
Uh,
That's nice. Because they've also got that
ground
American
nest.
woodcock there as well, which would max out that enclosure nest bonus.
Oh yeah.
So that is actually a really nice pickup for them. They're fighting back late here. They're fighting back late.
Yeah. So basically, lay egg twice and play woodcock. That's about
and the Benelli.
Benelli?
Yeah, you got to play the Benelli, right?
Oh, they have 4 turns.
They got 4 turns. They got 4 turns left.
Okay.
So
There you go.
Woodcock, Benelli,
games
lay
then.
eggs. Yeah.
And those are pretty big points for late games. So
Yeah.
and York is slowing down a little bit here because they're gonna get full on their grackle, so they're gonna find a way.
Yeah.
They're gonna find a way to manage that. They're not getting the cherry that they need to play the Oreo or the flycatcher, so they're gonna have to think a little bit about this.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So, do you think that your conspiracy of birds liking one particular owner has come back with Benelli back to Sim in second game
I
in a row?
mean, come on, people. Take a closer look.
If you YouTube this, I'm sure there's an internet video about this. It's actually probably been created by Tay, to be honest.
It's just a whole episode of me detailing every conspiracy in Wingspan. I might need to pivot that now that my Wingspan videos are dying down.
Are dying down? Why are they dying down?
Well, we're just running off, content to make. I don't know what else people want to see.
All right.
I already pretty much show all the birds.
Well, that's what we need. We need the chat. Any long-time listeners, first-time callers that want to comment that haven't commented before, tell Tay what you want to see in his videos,
Yep. Leave it in comment.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I definitely think some. My view would be some more of your own plays, right? So, like when you're playing a game, you talking through what you're thinking about your exact plays at that time would be really good.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying more. I'm saying more.
But did you see what Matt just say?
Yeah. I saw what Groove said.
I mean, good point. Thank you. I'm very well aware. I mean, how does Mod feel about drunk Wingspan?
Drunk? I mean, look, it's your channel. You can do what you want on your channel.
I feel like that had happened on the tournament server for quite a few times. Like people just admit that they were drunk and then they were playing Wingspan and even tournament games.
Yeah. It's a good way to really rapidly kill your elo as well.
Who cares?
Who cares about elo?
When you're having a good time.
Yeah, for sure. So, unfortunately, the American Woodcock didn't get down, which would have maxed out that bonus card. They only ended up getting like 10 points in bonuses, which ends up being a bit small considering what they could have done.
Yeah. So your pickup fruit to play the Oreo, huh? I think I missed that.
It's a big play. I kind of get it. They needed it to have more egg spots as well for the cowbird, so it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense.
All right, here we go.
Oh wow, it's already just clicked through. Sim knew what was going on. It's a bit unfortunate.
But Sim just like, I need to get through this and
so you know what this means.
Get ready for a third game.
You know what this means.
Yeah.
It means that Yord has actually overtaken Sim in regards to points total.
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
Yord's actually going to go first. But whoever went first won each game. So so it's a pretty big play so far.
Yeah, I mean you say that right from the beginning, right? Like point difference can come into play,
100%.
and Yord really put in the work to bring it close in game one. So
100%.
This is huge now.
Huge. All right, well, Tay, thank you very much for commentating with me.
Yeah.
Motherlove, if you would like
really
to join me, I'd be very much appreciative.
Yeah, thank you for having me. There was really not much to comment on, but always a good time. Good luck to both Yort and Sim, and good luck to you and Mother Love. Have a good one.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thanks very much, everyone. Round of applause for Tay in the chat, please. He deserves it.
All right, later.
Cheers, mate. All right, while we wait for Motherlove to come and join me in the chat, I will unmute these two. Congratulations, Yord. And well played. Well played.
Thank you. Can I send it? Are you good, Sim?
Sim, are you all good for game 3, mate?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Awesome. All right, well, Yord's up first again. Game 3, this is what we all wanted. Good luck to both of you. And may the best player win. Just a reminder that if this happens to be an exact tie, food and all, that due to the fact that Yord has the advantage on total points, he would be crowned the winner. However, if it's a tie, and the points were different, we don't need to worry about it. But if it is a tie, Yord has the advantage going into game 3. Good luck to you both, and I'll now mute you. Welcome, Motherlove. How are you doing?
I'm here. Hello.
How are you?
Fine. Great games.
Amazing games, haven't they been?
Amazing from Yord with the comeback with full tuck.
Yeah. No doubt you love that.
I couldn't hear what Tay said during the starting hand, but I bet he had a few choice words about the mute swan.
He did.
I bet he's reviewing his notes now. Something went wrong somewhere. Yord was supposed to lose this game.
He is not a Mute Swan fan. What do you think about this? What do you think about Yord's setup here? Game 3, the final, the deciding game.
I can't see. Well, give me a minute.
So he's looking like he's going to pick up the crow, the American crow, and potentially.
They've started already. Oh, that's really good.
Bitten.
Is he going first?
He is going first because he ended up getting the points difference. So the game 3 was decided by points difference, and he won by more.
Double crow is interesting, but that's a hefty egg cost.
So it's.
I mean, anything that's a crow and a wetland bird is amazing. American crow is definitely one of the best birds you can start with, just because
it's so easy to get
you can
down.
play it straight away, and it's easy to have another bird to play with it because it costs nothing.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen, but there's actually a fish crow in the tray as well. So he could actually get
I'm seeing now. I'm seeing
the crow and the American and the fish crows together combined, get them down straight away.
Double crow, yeah.
The only thing I'm surprised about.
That's what I was saying. That's really good, but it costs a lot of eggs.
Yeah.
Definitely deny it though if you go first.
Yeah, definitely. You have to deny it. It's just too strong to leave there. What do you think about the choice of Yord to, at the moment, pick the Forester as the bonus card over the Prairie Manager?
If you go for a grassland engine, you're not gonna do Prairie Manager. It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
And for Forester, basically, you have to bank on getting double birds.
Double birds, yep.
Which is always it's really good when you have a grassland engine anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'm surprised he didn't keep the oyster catcher here. I guess he wants free food. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. I think he just wants to be able to play all the birds straight away. Although, like we said, we expect him to deny that fish crow at least if he doesn't play it.
But he's looking really good for now. And inversely, Sim is looking not that good.
Yeah, for sure. Do you find any way to get this Moorhen down, or are you just not a Moorhen fan?
Oh no, I mean, no, unless you have outrageous amounts of excess food. But it doesn't have a bird that produces food, then I don't think you can bank on getting that fish crow here. So
yeah,
I know it's just too expensive. Not enough points.
Yeah.
It's tough though, because he has to keep one of the two wetland birds.
Yeah, definitely. It's been pretty crazy the what has happened for Sim getting every single bird they could possibly want in game 1, and then just been
Oh yeah,
struggling so much in game 2 and then again now.
his game mode engine was crazy. I think he only had 4 end of round points and still got like 118.
118, yeah.
Yeah,
Could
have been
huge.
could have been huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, opponent has. I mean, it was 20-4, so that's what 16-point lead, and yeah, Yoda had 115, 16-point lead, and Sim still edges it out. That was an insane engine.
It was very well played to both of them, combining all those things together. So what do you do here with in Sim Spot with these 5 birds? What are you thinking about? What are you keeping?
I'm probably doing the same as Sim, which is contemplating my cards for a long time.
Yeah.
I would probably maybe consider typing something on Discord about how bad my starting hand is.
Yep. Would you consider picking up the Aninga, knowing the Fish Crow's
I don't
probably
know,
going to
man.
go?
There's 3 wetland options. All 3 of them are not that good. I think I would probably I don't know. It's really tough. Because at least the Moorhen would give you end of round points.
Yeah.
Even if you never activate the power.
Yeah, but it is 3 food when you don't have any food set up for 3 points. It's not like great if you're not using that power.
Okay, I don't disagree with that. They're going the Tayway route, which is
hoping for luck.
Especially since you know the Fish Crow is gonna go. Maybe there's a wetland bird that replaces it. If not, just top deck the killdeer.
Top deck killdeer. Let's go.
That's pretty good.
That falcon is not bad. The falcon
it's pretty good
for Sim. Knowing that you could actually get some eggs out of it as well could just make things quite nice.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big if. It's mostly just a 6-point bird for 2 food, and it goes into wetland. So, yeah, they have like a to be determined start for now, which they have 1 bird that goes in the wetland, 1 bird that goes in the forest, but neither of them really do something. So it's gonna depend on what they get after that.
Yeah, definitely.
It could be a good game. They could get nothing much better than that, but for now they're okay.
Yeah. If you're Yord here for the next turn, what order of the birds are you going to be playing this in? How are you going to set this up for the best chance of success?
And you always play the wetland bird first, and then I don't know. That's a weird question, dude. There's not much to think about. You just play the crow, you play the wetland bird, and then you take counts. I don't know.
Yeah, but do you play the crow first? Do you play the bittern first?
You play the bittern first in case you, I don't know, Sim does something, the tway gets crazy and you have to go to the tway.
Yep.
You don't gain anything from playing the crow first anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Except for maybe like flexing on your opponents.
Who doesn't love a good flex, right?
Yeah, I don't know. We don't talk enough about the mental mind games of Wingspan. Someone mentioned something in chat. Yeah, Yod lost the game 1, but someone said in chat Yod is probably feeling confident now, making it so close after such a rough game. And I thought that was kind of an interesting outlook on, loss essentially.
It's definitely the way that you want to be thinking about it, so that you can stay really positive with your mindset when it comes to it.
Yeah.
So you definitely don't want to be getting too down on yourself after one game, because it will really affect how you play.
I'm trying to open the chat on YouTube.
Yeah, it's just a lot of trash from Tay directed at you, really.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it. We always love a little bit of trash talk from Tay. It seems he channels it.
He does.
When he can't say it out loud, when he's commentating, and then when he's typing, it's like all out in one go.
So are you calling Tay a keyboard warrior?
Those aren't my exact words. I think if you play back the tape, I might have said keyboard and warrior, but definitely not one word after the other.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I'm assuming, and I'm going to put words in your mouth. I'm assuming if you wanted to be either of these two, it'd be Yord at the moment, based off the setups that are going on.
Yeah, for sure. Man, Sim is giving Falcon the vibes here with both birds, and he's probably going to take the Falcon as well as a wetland bird.
The Eleanor's Falcon for sure. You'd expect him to pick it up at this stage.
Ooh, Meadowlark, that's not bad. Well,
he doesn't have
it's
anything
not
to
good in the
use it.
sense. Yeah, he can't use it, but if he plays both crows, it's actually not that bad.
Yeah, totally. If you got another bird that you can use it with, that's for sure. You don't want to be using it just for one.
And the cowbird is I don't know if you can call it a wool 16, but maybe a wool 8, half of 16,
Half of 16. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really work, Your Sim doesn't have anything that works with that. There's no bowl nests. You can't really use it. I think they just have to. Wow, I'm really surprised they haven't gone that Eleanor's Falcon there. They have the ability to easily get the food straight out of the bird nest, and they're choosing not to do it.
I mean, sometimes when your perception is that you're in the back, you sort of have to make riskier plays. But to be fair, I think here they're not in a bad position, and taking Eleanor's Falcon still keeps them in an okay position. Ooh, they got a kill here.
Hey, points for all. Hey, so what do you think here about the fact that Yord actually went the double crow? Do you like that? Do you not?
I mean, I can't criticize that. It gives them more access to like the second grassland. It gives them access to the second grassland stage faster. So essentially, they're just making an extra food that they would otherwise, and the same amount of eggs.
Yeah. Sim gets the end of round. That's if he can.
Especially.
Go for it.
I cut you. Yeah, especially since they have the sandhill crane here. They always have a way of making that worth it, essentially.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, then the crane and the meadowlark, and then so you're getting the two enclosure nests, plus then using the crow to then eat through those eggs, so to speak, so that you don't overdo it with that little amount of actual eggs there. Could be quite good.
Man, I think Sim must be fuming now, seeing the second pick power come up in Tway, but they still don't have the correct egg type to actually take advantage of it.
100%. So what do you think about the fact that Sim has getting 2 food and 2 points out of their forest compared to 2 food and 1 egg out of the grassland that Yord has?
Yeah. I mean, obviously that's just skill.
Yeah, pure skill.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lesser player would have not gotten a kill out of the owl, maybe.
Yeah.
But Sim, he only takes food when he knows that the dice is gonna be a mouse. Why would you otherwise? I don't dislike that. I think that's a good play. The Meadowlark head, just knowing that Sim can't get anything, so he's just getting an extra egg every time.
Yeah, completely agree. And apart from the fact that me and you don't really know what this pressure is like because we don't ever seem to find ourselves in the finals, what do you think's going on? It's 1-1. This game comes down to everything, to winning the World Cup. What kind of pressure do you think is on both these players?
You just gotta play your best game, innit? Yeah. There's not that much more you can do. Oh, sorry, have I been... I think Tayway is accusing me of being a conspiracist.
Oof.
Or maybe not accusing, maybe he's just like gladly including me in his conspiracy group.
I think definitely gladly including is the way that I put that for sure.
I'm definitely one for conspiracy, to be honest.
Are you? Are you?
Yeah, for sure, 100%, especially in Wingspan.
I'm definitely not. I'm on the opposite side of the scale. This is how
For
it goes.
example, since we see Medorak have every time I've played a game and the opponent started with pilated woodpecker, I haven't had a cavity nest.
I mean,
It's
you
that-
just haven't played well enough.
At
then.
that, yeah, my bad. Yeah,
I mean,
I
yeah,
suppose that doesn't happen to players like you. Or,
well, it does to
or
me because
your-
obviously I'm not that good either. Because me and you aren't in the finals. You know, we how many titles have we got between us, Motherlove?
About can I include Digger in?
No,
the
you cannot.
calculation?
You cannot collude, Digger. We have 0 titles between
Really-
us. If that makes anyone else feel any better.
Really strong grassland from.
Yeah,
From your-
exceptionally. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
You know, when I try and play, this is like not especially relevant to 1v1 like tournament games, but when I try to play to go for max scores against the AI, that's sort of the margins you're looking for. You want to have 5 birds down at the end of round 2. So
Yep.
in terms of pace, the Yord is looking excellent here.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, sorry, I might be. I'm not quoting, but I'm paraphrasing Bushi here. Sim is tilting.
Yeah, tilting is. Sim's definitely making some mistakes. I definitely think which is odd, right? One of the reasons I think Sim has won so many games is he's generally been really strong in the mental game, much better than their opponents. But the pressure seems to be getting to them here. They haven't had a great draw, but there was definitely options which I'm really surprised they took when they had other options, like not taking that. That Eleanor's Falcon is kind of huge.
Oh, puffing for good luck.
Yeah, look at that. He'll be shouting that to the rooftops. I can just imagine what's going on in Yord's house now. He's reaching over to his
Crooked
dog.
Knight.
He's puffing. I got puffing. You know.
Probably a few minutes next to him, while he takes a minute to call up his parents and say, "Mom, I'm the champ again. I'm."
Yeah. This is definitely highlights of Yord's life. There is no doubt about it.
Man.
The one thing that he doesn't have a lot going for him at the moment is egg space. He's going to very quickly run out of egg space.
Yeah.
So it'd be
Well, he
very-
doesn't have. He doesn't really have birds to play either, to be honest.
No.
Mm.
What do you think about this? What do you think about the goldfinch going down?
You know, some people might say that's an interesting play.
That's probably exactly the words I would use. Yes. Yeah. Do you think that he's
So
doing it?
I'm just trying to find the words to justify
So
the goldfinch here, but I don't know.
I think the reason
must
that
be
they must be
something
doing it
going on.
right is that one, it's extra eggs. Extra egg nests. It works for the end of round for the next goal. It works right now here for the one in personal supply. So it's going towards both of the end of rounds. It also enables them next round to tuck all these grains through the crane and use the crow to pick up the fish for the puffin.
Yeah. Yeah, it works somewhat for a lot of small things. It does that, like, justify playing it immediately? I don't know, because they already had the end of round anyway. They could have,
Sure.
I don't know, taken cards or something.
For sure.
But you know, we don't question the champ.
No, we don't. They're doing exactly what I was expecting, though. This is where I thought they were going.
Definitely the cup spaces help, especially when you look at Sim and you think they're obviously struggling in that aspect.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really surprised that Sim gave up on that end of round. I thought that was quite odd. To get into 0 points out of that surprised me a lot.
Especially because I mean, I want to say there's not really any point for Sim in giving up on that end of round, because there's no particular order in which they have to take the actions, and they're gonna have to take food with the same exact setup they have now anyway, so they could have just taken food.
Yeah, completely agree. Completely agree. But just so a reminder for everyone, a lot of people have been here since the start. We're 2 hours in, but we definitely got to have some new viewers at different points. We are currently on game 3 of a best of 3 World Cup final between Yord and Sim. Been very exciting. Sim took the first game in a nail biter, but very high scoring, 118 to 115. But then Yord absolutely smashed it out of the park in the second game and won by 15. The champ, the reigning champ, has done it, and really taken it to the single best player in the tournament Discord history. Has the most amount of wins in Sim. So we're now halfway through exactly game 3, and he's very excited. Yord playing his puffin. I've got a fellow commentator here with me, Motherlove. How are you feeling?
It's me.
It is.
Oh, I'm feeling great.
How many hours have you been up for now? What time is it?
How many hours have I been up? Oh, it's 6 a.m. right now.
Wow. Wow.
It started at 4. I mean, you've... I wasn't listening with commentary, I was just watching, but you've commented on all 3 games.
I have commentated on all 3 games. Yeah. But
yeah,
it started at...
How's your voice?
Yeah, the voice is fine. A lot of people that know me know that I don't shut up, so it's pretty easy for me to talk all day. But it's a great time here in Australia, or in Western Australia. It started at 11 a.m. It's only 1 p.m. now. You know, I got a good night's sleep. Unfortunately, it sounds like unlike yourself.
Sunday, Saturday, Sunday.
It is Sunday. It's 1 p.m. Sunday.
Oh, cool. Yeah, enjoyable Sunday then.
Yeah, very good, very good.
Tomorrow you're gonna go to work. So what did you do this weekend? I was watching the World Cup.
I was watching the World Cup. They'll all think that I was watching the Cricket World Cup. That is today. between Pakistan and England. But I wasn't. I was watching the Wingspan World Cup. But they don't need to know. You know, they don't need to know what I was thinking about.
Syrian Warbler. I didn't even look at what bonus.
I would love some tea. I'm getting
Syrian Warbler, real good. Especially Cup Nest as well. Field columns. They still have Forester, right?
They do still have Forester, which isn't going great. And I will mention that had they kept Prairie Manager, they would be getting the minimum 3 points for that because they got the Goldfinch and the Meadowlark down.
Yeah. Are you saying? I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but are you saying you're choked?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you made a bad call as a commentator by saying that you would have gone Forester.
Yeah, okay, fair play. But you know, it's only a matter of time until they do the Red-Eyed Vivo into I don't know, you know, the 5 birds at once.
Yeah, there's all 5 of them straight up, 8 points. Just a normal English breakfast would be great. Thanks, Spooky. This is great. I'm getting offered drink via the chat on YouTube. This is fantastic.
It's tough. I want to say it's tough for Yord, but I almost feel bad saying that because of how good the engine is. But they don't have any birds to play, dude.
I don't really understand.
Oh, we have some celebration from Sim.
Yeah, the goal. I'm really surprised that Sim has let 2 end of round goals go with no points in them. That really surprised me.
Yeah, for sure. Especially, I don't know. I think it's like a bit too late for good.
I mean,
the Carrion Crow.
But you got the bird there. Was it Chafinch that is going to tuck all those cards? So, but yeah, you've only got 3 turns left though, so you've got enough cards to tuck them anyway. This has been a real rough game for Sim. This is just luck's gone against them, unfortunately.
For sure, yeah. Did
you just take food like 4th last turn?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Well, they make 3 food as opposed to
2?
As opposed to only 1 when they're taking 3 food and 1 point, as opposed to 2 points, 1 food, and how many egg spaces they have. But I suppose that's points they're gonna make anyway, because they're gonna probably fill up on eggs anyway.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
maybe play the Robin head just for Forester. I mean, you have to play the birds you have. There's not much else you can do, and that's 4 points. Or you play the Kingfisher.
Definitely.
Or you play.
This is pretty wild. We are potentially seeing back-to-back World Cup wins from You're the Sword here.
Yeah, which I think just shows that the only reason Yo doesn't win every tournament is because he doesn't care.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially.
If he
Either that
wants
or he
to
just
win,
got
he
really
does.
lucky for a really... He just went on a heater, you know?
You know, some really salty people might even put into question the relative difficulty of each regional group, but not me. I wouldn't say that.
Not you. You're not one of those salty people at all, are you?
No, I'm just saying. Nah. To be honest, I'm a big Yord fan. I think Yord is the greatest player of all time.
Well, I mean, I think Sim still holds that record, but Yord's a great person. Good personality. But yeah, this has been pretty brutal.
It's a shame, honestly, because Sim has points on their board. They're just like the end of rounds are gonna kill them.
I'm gonna not look at Sim's board because I know they're gonna click through. Yeah, they did click through. But I didn't look. I'm just slowly looking at the bottom. If everyone wants to join me in just doing that, Puffin takes the lead through everything. 0 bonus points for Sim as well. That's pretty rough. And only 9. Yeah, this has been pretty comfortable win here for 91 to 63. Wow, that's pretty rough.
Tough luck. Yeah.
Tough luck indeed.
Maybe not exactly the last game we wanted out of this nail batter series.
Yeah, definitely. Let's bring our people in afterwards. Congratulations to Yord. Well done.
The champ.
Oh my god.
Back-to-back champion.
GG, Sim, an honor, a pleasure playing you. You're so fucking good. Oh, pardon my language.
Yeah. Unfortunately, due to swearing, that's
it's
a
okay.
technicality, and you actually just lost the title.
No.
I'm looking at the chart here. Swearing is a minus 40 points, I think.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well done, Sim. No. That was rough, Sim. You had a pretty rough last 2 games after getting everything you could possibly want in game 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been rough, but well played. You definitely tried to do some different creative things to try and get this game going, but it just honestly looked like a really rough game to be playing, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I sort of understand the way Sim played this last game. They were in the back. They sort of had to gamble more, but nothing really seemed to pay off card draw wise. Nothing really came together. Definitely unfortunate after 2 very, very high quality games in game 1 and game 2. But it is what it is.
It is. It really is. So, question from the chat for you, Yord. What date have you got picked up for the tattoo?
I mean, I know that appointments take a while, so as soon as possible, maybe a couple months.
As soon as possible, a couple of months. Okay. Okay. If any family and friends of Yord are listening or watching, he did actually say if he went back to back that he would get a tattoo of Wingspan tattoo, World Cup Wingspan tattoo, and he's now done that. So do with that what you will. That information.
Listen, I'm interested because it's such an amazing logo. I want to say shout out to the mods for running this amazing tournament. I love this community, and I love this worldwide aspect of the community and this tournament. So thanks to you folks for putting on such a good time.
No worries at all. I really appreciate
that's
it.
too kind.
It is.
Not you, mother love.
Yeah, you're not a mod,
my
mate.
bad.
Just kidding.
Am I not a mod?
You are not a mod.
I'm speaking here. People can hear me.
You're a commentator. So, but thank you both. I will let you both go depress, chill out, and go celebrate. Is there any celebrations on the horizon, Yord? Are you going out? You partying? Are you just dancing in the room? With
I gotta take Puffin out. He's been bugging me to go for a walk.
Yeah, I was gonna say any special tweet for Puffin here making a
he made an appearance in 2 of the games.
Showcase.
Listen, how else was it going to go down? I played Puffin in 2 out of the 3 games. It's just truly amazing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right,
Good boy.
thank you to you
Conspiracy,
both.
some might say.
But well done. We're going to call it there, and everyone have a great day, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Thank you all.
Oh, say can.
I'm cutting that off before he can do that. Sorry for everyone for that. Enjoy. Have a good day.